Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Totally Random Thoughts. My name is Brie.
I'm Tag.
And together we are
Brie and Tag.
And welcome back to the podcast full of totally random shit.
I like
where nothing's really off limits.
Nope.
How was your week?
It was very good. Quick shout out to our guest from the last show, Miss Heather Morgan.
Go follow Heather's fitness page.
Yes, Heather Morgan Yoga and Fitness. Find it.
And if you are in the Hanson, Massachusetts area and are looking for an awesome yoga instructor
or Thai body worker,
personal trainer, or Thai body worker, or Reiki person, go see him or her. So,
very good. How was your week?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of just rainy, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been so rainy here.
Yeah.
I don't know when we moved to the Pacific Northwest.
Seattle.
Yeah, seriously.
Seattle-chusets? What are we now?
Massington instead of Washington. I don't know. That's just what came into my head.
That was actually not bad.
Thanks.
Yeah. I had my wedding anniversary recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't talk about that. Yeah, 16 years married.
Wow.
16. Sweet 16. It's nice.
That was weird.
Hey, I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt today to go with my Star Wars bottle. I'm fully Star Wars out.
I only give him that cup.
Speaking of Star Wars, if you have not watched this season's Bad Batch, I highly suggest it. I don't think you're not a Star Wars follower of all their stuff, are you?
I like Star Wars, but I haven't been able to keep up with all the releases.
If you are a Disney Plus person and you follow all of the sidebar Star Wars stories, this season's Bad Batch is fantastic. So definitely jump on that. So there's a little tip for you from the Star Wars world. There's so many though. Honestly, if you go into Disney Plus,
that's the type of great info you get here on Totally
You can go into Disney Plus's Star Wars channel, and there are so many animated series that nobody realizes are out there. Everybody thinks it's just the big movies, but there are dozens of animated series that pick up all of the rest of the stories outside of what you see in the movies. Mm-hmm. The entire Clone Wars series is fantastic. Bad Batch is fantastic. There's new movies coming out. The new Rey movies in production now. We're hoping they don't screw that up. There's a lot going on in Star Wars stuff, but Bad Batch, the current season, is out right now. Go watch it.
Are they sponsoring us or something?
No, I'm just...
You just gave like a really...
obviously it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
It's one of my jams.
It's okay. It's
Star Wars, Marvel, and I don't know. Hollywood these days has been very disappointing because it's remake after remake
these days.
Because you know what? There's...
I keep yawning. I'm sorry.
20 years ago, there were still being good movies created. Now they're just simply remaking movies that didn't need to be remade, and they're taking Roadhouse. How dare you disparage Patrick Swayze with the piece of crap that they just put out called Roadhouse?
Apparently, we need to have a full episode about this because you're doing a lot right now.
I'm angry right now about this.
Very passionate.
Number one, they said it in the keys, so you can't be a Roadhouse. It would have to be a tiki bar. And I guess you couldn't call it tiki bar because that's just Roadhouse. That didn't have the same push. And then you put Gyllenhaal. Really? You replace Swayze with Gyllenhaal? Seriously? Seriously?
That's not a match.
No.
You can't. Well, first of all, you can't really replace Swayze.
No, you can't. Should never have remade the movie. And everybody's like, well, it's not a remake. It's its own thing. Then give it a new name.
What are they going to remake Dirty Dancing and stick Jake Gyllenhaal in that too?
They actually have, That comes onto the Ghostbusters thing too. They remade, their whole reboot
I've been
of Ghostbusters.
Forced to watch the Ghostbusters ones.
Now, I will say, the first one with the women, no offense, women, that movie was a piece of shit.
Even with Melissa McCarthy?
That was a terrible movie. The reboot for me was the one after that.
Yeah.
Where they had the original guys in it, and it was the grandkids. That was a great movie.
That was good.
It was an original idea based off the old story. Very cool. I like that.
I remember.
And the
I
new
did
one,
watch that one.
though I haven't seen the new one, I've heard great things about it, and it's a continuation of that story. So they're now keeping the franchise going. That's great. The Ghostbusters with all the women was a sad play at feminism being, look at us, and cool, but you made a shitty movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to get some feedback, so go for it. But you know, there's a way to do a franchise.
I'm just letting him rant.
Look at Rocky. You want to watch how to do a franchise? Since 1976, Stallone has found ways to keep Rocky relevant without having to still be Rocky. He did the one where he was older.
Stallone.
He was still older, and he did that last one, and then it became Creed. Mm-hmm. So they carried on the Rocky legacy, and now all they're doing though is taking these movies and remaking movies that don't need to be remade. Because they're lazy and they're not coming up with any new ideas.
Well, there also was just a writer's strike.
That's irrelevant.
No, I know. I think the writers are frustrated.
Because what's the most creative thing that's been out? The most money-making thing that's been out has been the Marvel Universe. But every real cinematographer calls that candy, and they won't even give it any time of day. The biggest grossing movie in the history of movies didn't win a single big award. Wow.
Oh, sorry. Why can't I stop yawning?
Sorry, we'll stop talking about this stuff. You know what? We'll talk about Taylor Swift. That'll get you invigorated.
Guys, this is going to be an interesting episode.
She wants to talk about
Because I
Taylor
literally
Swift.
said this idea today as a joke, as a literal joke. And this man right here was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like,
she's the biggest artist in the world. We should talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just very surprised.
And she has a brand new album out.
Literally came out at midnight last night.
Well, yeah.
2 albums.
Yes.
It was a twofer.
Well, maybe not when you're seeing this, but when we're taping it, midnight last night.
Yes. Yeah. We're recording this on April 19th. So it was the day of the Tortured Poets Department release.
Yep.
And
I got to preview about half of the record before getting here today. I got about
half of the first record.
13 tracks.
So you were almost done with the first record.
Okay.
So
you said there were 31, and I got through about 13. I just did the quick 30-second, 40-second. If it caught me, there were 2 songs that got my attention.
Oh, you only
listened
did
to more
like
of
a
them
minute of each song?
because none of them caught me. The ones that caught me, I listened to the whole songs. No.
You have to let some of them build.
Listen,
though.
kid, I've been a songwriter for how long, and I've got how many releases? I can tell if a song is a winner or a loser in the first 30 seconds. And out of the first 13 songs on that album...
Isn't that subjective, though?
Oh, I'm not saying Taylor doesn't have her following, but...
That's not what I asked.
11 of the first 13 songs were boring.
That's not
right out of the box.
That's not what I asked you.
What? Of course it's subjective.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift because it's subjective.
So subjectively,
she has taken 4 chords and become the biggest artist in the world.
She's added a couple new chords in there.
AC/DC's the same thing. They're the greatest 4-chord band in the history of the world.
Most are.
No, really?
The 4-chord song?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know how many songs could be included in that at this point?
There's a comedy team who did an entire thing about it.
That's what I'm referencing. Anyway, this is going to be an interesting episode because while he doesn't hate Taylor Swift, he's definitely not a Swiftie or any kind of fan, I would say.
Mad respect and enjoy the music that she's put out. She isn't my go-to.
You just completely contradicted yourself.
No.
Enjoy the music she's put out. Yeah, none of it grabbed me.
On the new album, she's got how many albums?
12.
Okay, so of the first 12 albums, many of her singles...
Well, 12 if you count because this is 2, so...
Are we counting the ones that she re-released under her re-recorded to get away from the label?
No, if you want to include those, I think it's 16,
okay.
17.
So of the ones that she has out and the many singles that she has out, I enjoy a bunch of them. I previewed the new album, and the first 13 tracks, 11 of them bored me. There were 2 winners, absolutely, in that first 13, but 11 of them, I was like, all right, well, haven't even hit the hook yet.
Well, you're not really about the sad girl songs.
Well, that's
you
all
never
she
have
does.
been.
That's all she does.
No, it's not.
No? How many breakup songs went number 1 for her?
How many breakup songs go number one for a F ton of artists?
Yeah, but not that many for each single artist. Every guy she breaks up with, she drags through the shitter. You can't deny that.
I think people only say that because she's the one writing it, and she's writing about her own life. There's so many other artists, especially female artists, that have so many relationship and breakup songs, and they drag the men through the shitter. Mm-hmm. But because they didn't write it about their own life, they don't get the same flack that she does. And I'm not just saying this trying to defend her because I do like her. I'm saying, like, it's just something I've noticed throughout the years in the industry. I could name so many other songs from females that just drag men through the mud, and they release like song after song after song after song doing that type of stuff.
But Carrie Underwood maybe has 2, not 15. She had Before He Cheats.
Maybe that weren't singles. But here's the problem. You're basing your opinion and your standpoint on this off of the hits. The hits just happen to be those types of subjects. That's what worked for her. But if you actually go in and listen to her entire discography, there's a massive percentage of songs.
That was a good word.
There's a massive percentage of songs that have nothing to do with men.
You're very...
Nothing.
I like how you're hitting your syllables today.
Anyway.
You get very fired up over Taylor. By the way, I want to clue you in on something. A lot of times I will start shit with Taylor because I can rile her up. It's one of the few things I can just push her buttons on.
I think it's because...
We would do gigs, and I'd be like, what do you want to do? She's like, Taylor. I'm like, oh, of course, again. It's like, Brianna knows 1,000 songs. 916 of them are Taylor Swift songs.
Nuh-uh. Not at all. So, I think...
Is there a Taylor Swift song that's ever been released that you don't know? And how many off the new album have you learned how to play already?
None.
The album's been out a whole day. You don't know any of them? That's a record for you.
I know.
Usually by the time you're finished with the first play of the album, you've learned at least 5 of them.
No.
That's a lie. You know it.
No, I really don't.
You'll show up at gigs the week of a release going, we're going to play the newest Taylor Swift songs.
I usually have never played it before. I just go for it. I know. I don't even try it. I just kind of go and I'm like, oh, look, the chords are out. Fuck it. We're going to try it.
Well, they're not exactly hard songs. I've never even heard the songs, and I can play along with them.
Yeah, so...
I mean, but hey, cha-ching to $1 billion, so who am I?
This is not because I'm some kind of, like, crazed super fan.
Oh, but you are.
I'm really not. Have you seen the way some people act?
Well, yeah. Well, see, that's the brilliance of her marketing.
I don't own her merch. I don't own, like...
Look, whatever I think about her songwriting is irrelevant in the fact of I am immensely respectful of the machine that she's created as far as business.
That's my point. I look up to her so much because of that, and I as a fellow female artist, even though on an obviously like minuscule scale compared to her, there's certain things that women go through in the industry that is just going to connect me with her more, I think, than you will be.
It's not even that, to be honest. I sit back and I look at the business model that she created. You know, we're going to get into that. Is she the talented one? No. She's
come a long way. She's done a lot of work with her voice.
She is an average singer at best. Let me finish what I'm going to say before you jump on me. She is an average singer at best. She is a mediocre musician at best. She is a brilliantly talented entertainer, but what she has learned how to do since she was 13 years old is cultivate a fan base that has stuck with her for the last 16, 17 years.
She's still gaining them, though.
What was that?
She's still gaining them, though.
Of course she is, because now they're bringing their kids along. You got to realize that the people who started with her when they were 13 are now 35 with kids, and they're now bringing their kids to her concerts.
But there's been a lot of...
And they're bringing... She has built a machine because she knows how to talk to her fans.
Yes, but
in ways many artists don't understand at all.
Right, and that is true, but there's also a lot of people who were never fans of her that are becoming fans of her all of a sudden. That's been happening a lot in the last couple of years. Do you know what makes people
fans of her? Hearing stories like she spent $50 million of her own money to take care of her staff, to give her tour bus drivers bonuses.
She's on a 2-month break.
That makes me respect her because that is awesome in this business.
She's on a 2-month break from tour right now before she goes over to Europe, and she pretty much planned this break and and to do the album release in the middle of it around the fact that her guitarist, who has been with her literally since day one,
you like hitting that word very
I guess,
phonetically.
Has just had him and his wife just had their, I think, second child, and she planned this break around the due date and around the wife's maternity leave so he could also be home with their new baby. You know, so it's things like that you don't see, like, ever with a lot of artists nowadays.
Right.
And I just have immense respect for her for that. And I do the style of songwriting that I love and appreciate, she emulates.
Well, it's bubblegum. It's bubblegum. It's easily digestible, 3 and 4 chord songs with simple lyrics made to be instantly recognizable. It is bubblegum music, as every pop artist has ever done. She excels at building. Have you
listened to Folklore Evermore, or actually like listen to the lyrics of this album? Because you need a freaking dictionary for some of these songs. And I'm a well-read human being.
Listen. Don't talk about the brand new album yet. We're talking about what's built her career. Okay?
When she
was
what's
16, built her career was bubblegum. Easily digestible pop songs have built Taylor Swift's career. That's a great thing. I don't know why you're getting upset about it. That is the truth, and it's a fantastic thing.
Because she was 16,
and it's not well, it's same thing a billion other acts have done.
Yeah.
Her excel has been the show and the connection with the fans. She is not.
No, and she
is writing the greatest bubblegum there is.
She herself has said countless times, she knows
she's so defensive of T Swift.
I'm just saying.
So defensive.
No, but it's because I relate to her so much as an artist. Like, I feel very similar to her in a lot of ways with how I would want to run my business, how I would want to present myself, how I would like to write, and the type of music I love. And I love to perform for myself. And the misconceptions that people have created and the automatic judgments and opinions people have created and decided to have about her and her career just because of things that they've heard throughout the years that they don't even know are if they're true or if they're valid or if they're like, without even actually diving into any of her work, without actually listening to anything, without actually watching any interviews and seeing what she says and how she speaks and how she holds herself. It's almost like there's a certain portion of the population, the certain percentage of people where, and I think this is that way for a lot of artists. Look at frickin' Nickelback. You know,
I love Nickelback.
I know, but there's a lot, and they were one of the best-selling bands of all time, but they had...
Nobody likes Nickelback. Nobody likes Nickelback except the 80,000 people who bought tickets to that stadium show, every show.
But this is what I'm saying. There's
love that.
Similar to what they went through with that, there's a certain population that has preemptively judged Taylor or just kind of don't like her because they think it's cool to not like her. Just like they did to Nickelback.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens to a lot of artists.
Oh, yeah.
But it annoys me. Because why?
Because people are miserable.
I know, but she has said herself that she knows that she's not the star singer. She's not.
No.
She said, I'm not a singer performing songs. I am a songwriter who's blessed enough to be able to perform my own songs. She has said it countless times throughout the years. And the fact that she's self-aware of that makes me respect her more. She's not pretending to be something she's not. And she has worked so hard on her voice. And she's actually, in reality, she's an alto. She's been showing off her lower register a lot more in the most recent albums. And her tone has gotten so much better because of that. But anyway, we're going to get into that. So, the Tortured Poets Department. This is, first of all, you already kind of started going into it, but after we just talk about the album itself, I'm not going to be this mean to you and just make you talk about her songs and stuff all night long. I want to kind of get into, as to people who have for years been very involved in the music industry, the concepts of her marketing and how her team handles things and what we think has kind of made her entire existence and any release that she does a literal like cultural phenomenon at this point. So Tortured Poets Department is her most recent album, or actually a double album release. It was released at midnight and 2 a.m. today. And the 2 a.m. one was a surprise. It is 31 songs total. It was the most pre-saved album in Spotify's history. And in less than 12 hours of its release, it has also become Spotify's most streamed album in a single day in 2024 thus far. So she's kind of obviously gone all over the place genre-wise, which I personally think is cool. I don't think an artist is supposed to stay the same like that forever and ever and ever. And that's, I think, kind of one reason why I started to stray away from the country world a lot. Because a lot of those artists, it's just like Carrie Underwood her stuff has sounded like Carrie Underwood's stuff and whatever for 15 years now. And it's kind of like, oh, okay.
That's why I'm a massive Kelly Clarkson fan.
Yes, because but she's pop. She has reinvented herself. And I think that's what...
She's a lot of things.
Oh, I know. Well, she can do rock. She can do whatever.
Yeah.
But Taylor has also reinvented herself so many times. She has a folk album. She has a pop album. She has pop albums. She has country albums. Country pop album. You know, it's... And I personally think that that's fantastic to do. So the production of this album contains notes of a lot of like raw piano and synth bass undertones, containing upbeat pop melodies in conjunction with folk hooks. So she kind of seemed to sonically mesh together some of her past works like Folklore and Evermore and her other most recent album, Midnights, while kind of also adding another new flair on top of that mesh. The lyrics are reminiscent of... I was very proud of myself. I'm like, I should write reviews when I wrote this earlier.
Is this your review of her album?
I just kind of tried to act like I would be like a journalist writing this for like Rolling Stone or something, and what would they say? The lyrics are reminiscent of a literary prowess diving into her poetic side to express and evoke a broad depth of emotions in the readers and listeners that can only be felt in such a format. Two pieces of work are duets with fellow artists Post Malone and Florence and the Machine, two very different artists to do duets with, which expertly mix the styles of Swift and her song counterparts. Jack Antonoff and Aaron Dessner are the only other co-writers and producers on both of these albums that were released. And she's been doing most of her work with them the last couple of years.
Okay.
She's been working with Jack specifically since 1989, her first pop album.
Okay.
And I guess she likes him and they're best friends and she stuck with him. So
very cool.
Which is another interesting thing. A lot of artists do that. They find a producer that they really vibe with and that they love and like they just stick with them. Yeah. And even if their albums sound so different from one another, like it's the same producer.
I'm at that spot now with Monk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monk and I mean Jeff as well. I'm going to work with Jeff again as well. But Monk and I have done 3 songs now. And
they all sound so different.
3 vastly different songs, but 3 very, very good songs.
Yeah. I'm so excited for your newest one.
Thank you. It's all mixed. I'll let you hear it before I leave tonight. I have the final mix.
Ooh, okay. So on her socials, upon the moment of release, she wrote that the album is, quote, an anthology of new works that reflects events, opinions, and sentiments from a fleeting and fatalistic moment in time, one that was both sensational and sorrowful in equal measure. This period of the author's life is now over, the chapter closed and boarded up. There is nothing to avenge, no scores to settle once wounds have healed, and upon further reflection, a good number of them turned out to be self-inflicted. This writer is of the firm belief that our tears become holy in the form of ink on a page. Once we have spoken our saddest story, we can be free of it, and then that's all that's left. And then all that's left behind is the tortured poetry.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the basis of this album. CNN's calling it daggers wrapped in a lullaby. I literally cackled at that quote. I was like, what? That was the heading on their review.
And I can understand that listening to the first 13 songs.
Oh, 100%. But that's what I'm saying though. Keep listening because she likes to give almost like a whole arc and storyline from start to finish with the albums. So it starts off.
Yeah, but see, if by the 13th song you don't have me, you're sort of done with me.
I know.
13 songs, not like, oh, I listened to 14.
She focused way more on the lyricism in this one. And her fans have come to. Really,
I'm an ebb and flow guy. I'm an ebb and flow.
And that's fine. That's how
along
you are.
the first bunch that I listened to, there was no ebb and flow.
Right.
It was one.
I will admit.
It was one droning constant.
I will admit.
Except for the 2 songs.
Yes. I will admit that I kind of felt similar about Folklore and Evermore and this one because of that as well. But the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me, and I just paid so much attention to the lyrics too. I'm a huge lyrics person.
Me too.
So that's what gets me even more than the production. I can appreciate the production. There's certain songs that the production really does grab me and I pay attention to it. But first and foremost, I'm a lyrics person. So I think I was able to get through it a little bit easier because I was just so excited to like dive into all the lyrics that I wasn't as fazed by that. But I did have that thought. I did say I kind of wish that some of the more upbeat songs were sooner because it was kind of depressing for a little bit, and then it kicked up and I was like, oh, okay. Fans have been eagerly anticipating this release since Swift first announced its existence at the Grammys 2 months ago. Many believe that this album is a more in-depth telling of the fall of her almost 7-year-long relationship with actor Joe Alwyn, which is a topic that she's been extremely quiet about, has not said anything directly. However, it also seems to include her processing and kind of rebirth and comeback from such, as well as highlighted in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. In multiple songs, she makes references regarding London, like a callback to one of her old songs on her Lover album called London Boy. And
who is that about?
Joe, that ex that she was with for like 7 years. And she actually mentioned certain friends like Jack Antonoff by name in one of these songs, which she like never does. She's never done that before. So Long London is track 5, which has always been known as a special track on every one of her albums. It's kind of become a thing with her and her fans that they know track 5 is going to be the most like raw and all-telling, gut-wrenching track of the album. Is what they expect it to be. For some reason, that is track 5 on every album of hers. Alwyn also once stated in an interview that he had a texting group chat with fellow male actor friends called the Tortured Man Club. I personally don't think that's very cool. How does that make your frickin' wives and girlfriends feel? Because I guess they would like talk about that type of stuff in the group chat and would be like, we're the tortured men. He said it in an interview. You can see it in an interview.
Okay.
And her album's called The Tortured Poets Department.
Okay.
People thought that was funny. Obviously, a lot of fans.
Why do you have a problem with that?
Why do I have a problem with that?
Yeah.
With his group chat?
Yeah.
I think because of the context that it was placed under.
What do you mean?
And subject matters that were kind of alluded to as far as what they discussed in the group chat.
Like what?
It
was all guys. It was all friends, guys.
It was like 3 guys.
Okay.
It was him and 2 other actors.
Okay,
and they would just complain
about
a lot.
So
I think about their home lives and their
what's wrong with that?
Wives and
so when women do that, it's fine.
I'm not saying it's fine when women do that.
Oh no! A few episodes back, we had a whole discussion about women and how women doing that was fine.
When did I say women doing that was fine?
So
I didn't say women continuously bitching about and throwing their husbands under the bus was fine.
Really? I think we should go back and watch that episode because that was a lot about man bashing. But when guys, see, here's the thing, and I said it at the end of that episode that we could have a whole one about guys because when guys do it,
I said
wrong.
Please do.
Right, but you're by evidence of your conversation right now. Him and 2 friends got together to talk about everything, and that's bullshit.
I didn't say that.
Guys can't have friends to talk about things to.
I never said that.
You just did 5 minutes ago.
I said that personally, as a wife, if that was my husband, and with some of the things that were said regarding, like, I think, fine, vent to your friends. I don't give a shit, honestly. I know it's going to happen. I know I'm going to piss you off at some point, and you're probably going to go hang out with your guy friends and be like, ah, man, like, she said or did this yesterday. Like, I was a little pissed off. Whatever. That's life. That's being in a relationship sometimes. But I would feel a little slighted if I knew that my husband had a group chat with 2 other guys specifically for this purpose that they were in all the time. And it was like, why can't you just come to me, talk to me?
Maybe they did. Maybe that didn't work. Maybe a million
well, and that's
things.
What I'm
maybe
saying. Like, these are the things we don't know.
Right. So
I just feel like it's disrespectful to their.
Not at all.
It's not
well,
disrespectful
if they went to a therapist,
to vent to
would
your
you say
friends.
the same thing?
No.
Then what's the difference?
Because it's not disrespectful.
The 2 people he trusted the most is who he talked to.
Okay.
That's sacred. That's fine.
No, but if you actually like go and listen to the interview, and it was like a joke to him, and it was very much like, yeah, like we're the tortured men, and this and that. But I just think it's, if you feel that tortured for some reason in your relationship, talk to your frickin' spouse and say, hey, I don't like the way certain things are going, and if that doesn't work, leave.
You're adorable.
Maybe I'm too black and white. Maybe I'm too brutal. Yeah. I don't know. But and like, I understand that there's so many caveats to different things, and you are 100% more than welcome to have friends that you vent to. But if you're continuously sitting there day in and day out, sarcastically on a group chat specifically for this purpose, just bashing your spouses all day long, I have a problem with that. That's disrespectful.
All right.
That's my take.
Got it.
I don't play games in the sandbox. That was the wrong phrase. Yes, I don't play nice in the sandbox.
I love when you get fired up.
I'm sorry.
It's much fun.
I would never do that. I would never do that to my husband. I would never sit here and think me and 2 of my girlfriends are going to start a group chat called the Tortured Women. And we're going to sit here and just bitch about our husbands all day long.
We're just going to write songs and put an album out about them.
Listen, that's art. I'm just kidding. That's expressing my feelings through art. Like the men don't do it too. Everyone's entitled to their own like way of venting and processing and whatever, but I just think that's disrespectful. Noted that you don't think that would be disrespectful.
Noted that I think you're taking a very narrow view of something. So, there you go.
But everyone's allowed to their opinions and their boundaries within their relationship.
I never said they aren't.
So, what's a narrow view to you might not be to me.
Well, unless you're in the relationship and know all the facts, then you have a narrow view because you're looking at something that you saw online and taking it as the entire picture. We know nothing of celebrity lives. We know nothing of celebrity lives. We know nothing of anybody's lives that we don't live in.
If you would let me finish reading before attacking me and getting into this conversation with me, you would see that I just made a side-off comment like, oh, I would find that a little disrespectful. But I'm not saying that I'm automatically jumping on it as that and taking that as 100% fact, because obviously we don't know. But as I was about to read,
go for it.
Many fans instantly drew parallels to Swift's album name because of that one interview. That's all. So all I was going to say was that the fans just drew a parallel because of the words. Okay? Okay. John just went super existential there. So.
Listen, I let you rant for an entire episode. I can take 5 minutes.
And attack me in it?
I didn't attack you. I said Oh, no. I just questioned your statement. You made a statement, and I questioned it. I didn't attack you.
Then got defensive as a man.
Got defensive as saying that you're... And based off an episode
See how
we
I
had...
can also rile him up? It's
No,
super
I'm not riled
fun.
up. Based off an episode that we had where, like I said, I barely spoke for an hour because you went nuclear.
Well, I told you that was going to happen in that episode.
Yeah, but you got... And I said...
And then when we do the male one, you go nuclear. I don't care.
No, but I'm not nuclear about it. It's a simple thing.
But your gender
guys
also...
Guys are not allowed to have the emotions. It's a societal thing.
Yeah, and I think it's bullshit. I don't see why you...
But when guys have the emotions, it's rude. It's disrespectful.
I don't think...
So which is
no, having emotions is not rude or disrespectful. I think it's actually more honorable to show your emotions. You actually... It's...
No, but you're... What you
There's
say in one sentence and what you say in another sentence are contradictory.
I think you just think they're contradictory. You're not completely understanding what I'm saying.
Oh, I am understanding.
It's totally okay to have your emotions and to vent and to express frustration and to have friends to go to and to talk about things. But when it's literally an everyday continuing, like...
You basing this off one interview?
I'm basing it off of this like hypothetical scenario that people think was going on.
So you're...
You turned it into this deeper conversation.
Can you say that whole sentence again?
I understand the word hypothetical is in there. I am aware of that.
Okay. Yeah,
but I'm saying if that is true and that's what was actually going on, I think it's disrespectful. I would never do that.
Okay.
That's all I was saying.
Okay.
And actually, all I was saying in the beginning was that because of that one comment from him with that group chat name, people literally just made a correlation to the name of her album. Okay. Hence why they thought that the album was a telling of what happened between her and that man.
Who knew Taylor Swift could be this?
I don't know how it got here, but...
We could watch it back later and find out.
I was literally just trying to read what I wrote and say what the fans thought. Anyway.
Yes. Let's talk more about Nickelback.
Look at this photograph. Anyway. So
easy to make fun of, but 70 million records sold.
So she also writes about other things like that happened over the last 2 years of her life, such as friendships falling apart, longtime business partners betraying her, her mother's battle with illness, etc. And as we all know, she's a lover of using Easter eggs in everything, literally everything she does.
Does she color them?
Swifties have become expert sleuths, breaking down and analyzing everything she posts and every move she makes in an attempt to detect and decipher the hidden clues. For this release, the number 2 was a large one, now being revealed with the fact that this was a double album release.
Brilliant.
Literally down to like teaser and promo videos on her Instagram that were animated. Like the clock on the wall and in the distance in the room was set to 2:00. And then in the next room, the clock was set to 2:00. It's little, and like when she announced the album at the Grammys, she went like this at one point for 2 years. And everyone was like, why did she hold 2 fingers up? I'm not kidding. Like these people, it's become like a fun game for everybody. And I think that's what keeps so many of her fans so hooked, because she creates this like, it's like playing Nancy Drew.
Wow, dating yourself there, kid.
I know.
You know, it's a fun game. I keep looking at your new blanket, wondering if it's going to move on its own.
Yeah. Listen, it's so my $5 Amazon blanket, yeah. And my leggings are probably like have gone from black to white underneath.
It is a nice blankie, though.
Yeah.
Is it warm?
Very.
For $5 on Amazon.
I'm hot, yeah. But I can't not sit here with a blanket on.
No.
It's just not cozy that way.
Well, it's part of our show. We have to have blankets.
So we also see some callbacks to some of her old material, as well as many nuanced subject undertones and references within the lyrics of some of these songs. For example, But Daddy, I Love Him very much gives, at least from what I gathered from my first listen, very much gives the vibe of her falling away from strict religion that she may have been raised with, or kind of separating herself somewhat from the religious community and the judgment that they threw at her. Something that a lot of people in that generation, I think, have been doing and calling out. Thank You, Amy is raising suspicion that it may be pointed at Kim Kardashian, because the song Amy is spelled Aimee, and the song name's in lowercase except for the letters Kim. They're in uppercase. It's a little petty if you ask me, but and fans are now questioning what this new album will mean for the tour that she's currently in the middle of as well. So that's kind of what I wanted to even more so discuss, as far as, like you said, you respect her as a fellow artist with the machine she's created and the marketing tactics that they use and how she's connected with her fans and that relationship she's created. But now also from an industry perspective, releasing a brand new two albums in the middle of a world tour. That's not very common.
No, not at all.
What do you do now? Is the whole tour going to change to add in a section for this? I kind of hope not. And I think she would, her and her team would hopefully be aware of the fact that there'd be a lot of very pissed off fans that had already
where's
seen
the next leg
show.
Where's the rest
Europe.
of the tour? So the European leg hasn't happened yet.
No.
Okay. So they haven't seen the show that we saw here.
No.
Okay.
But if she goes and adds
is that the same show that I sent you to?
Yes.
For your birthday?
That was already like a year ago.
I know, but still.
That's crazy.
Well, she's been on tour for
This is going to be a 2-year-long tour.
It's insane. It's awesome.
Yes.
It harkens back to the bands of my youth who used to go on tour for a year. The bands used to put a record out, tour for at least a year, then go back into the studio and put a new record out.
Yes.
Nowadays, it's all singles. So bands they don't do that anymore.
That's traditionally what she does, though.
Right.
Tour, record, and usually the tour is based off of the new record, and then you also play some of your old stuff that are more so the hits. But this one was a compilation of all of her her last 10 albums, her Eras tour. There was a kind of like a section of the show with a different stage setup and different costumes and everything for each album or each era of her career. Now we're in a new era. We're in the Tortured Poets Department era.
Are you ready for this?
No, but people are questioning. A lot of people that have seen the tour already are kind of weary, and they're
what is Europe going to get? Are they going to get the Eras tour, or are they going to get this?
Well, or are they going to? No.
Is this 2-month break also being utilized to change the whole show?
Right. And I think if it is, and there's going to be a whole new section of the show dedicated to this new album.
How long was her show when you went?
Like 3 hours. I don't really know what she
They could throw another hour on with the new stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, they could. 4-hour shows. I mean, Bruce Springsteen made a living off of 4-hour shows.
I know, but I'm saying my whole point is I think that her and her team would be aware of the fact that there'd be a lot of really pissed off fans.
Why?
That have already paid so much money.
But if they added more to the show now?
I don't know if...
Are you saying the ones who saw the show without it are going to get mad?
They're going to feel gypped. Because now the people moving forward that haven't seen the show yet, that are scheduled to see it in the next 6 months to a year, are going to get a version of the show that includes new stuff as well.
That's awesome.
I know, but with the cost of, how people can be, and with how much people spent on this damn tour.
Yep. But what she was doing a year ago is not what she's doing now, so there's going to be changes.
I have a feeling so every show she does 2 or 3 acoustic like surprise songs where she chooses songs that aren't in the full, like in the actual rotation of the show, like the set list, and she will do them acoustically, and she does like 2 different ones every night. So I have a feeling she might, especially with the vibe of this album I can't talk anymore. With the vibe of this album, I have a feeling she might just use them as like surprise songs and incorporate them that way acoustically.
Cool.
But I don't know if you were in her scenario as an artist, what would you go for? Would you want to risk some of, a bunch of your fans being angry that they didn't get this version of the show?
I don't think her rabid fans are going to get angry. I think they're going to be eager to buy the ticket to go see this new part.
No, but a lot of them won't be able to. That's the point. There's already been comments all over the place with people like...
Because you can't make people happy.
No, never.
A year ago, you got what she was giving you then. And since then, she's written a new album that's coming out. You got to expect it's going to make the show. That's just...
What will they cut, though, if they want to keep it to around the same time length?
Add another hour. So that would be
okay.
Why not? Why not? There's other bands that are doing 4-hour shows out there, too.
I know, but that's going to now completely change the whole budget. It's going to completely change a lot of things about the show.
I don't know about
they're
that.
going to have to keep secure. All the venues they're going to have the venue for an hour longer.
She's
Security
a billionaire.
for an hour.
I don't think they're going to worry
I understand,
about
but it's also the label's choice and like the management's choice and the venue's choice. There's so many moving factors at play here. Everyone would have to agree.
But most of it is Taylor's choice. Let's face it.
Well, because she has her own management
Taylor Swift comes in
company.
and says, "I'm going to put 75 or 80,000 people in your stadium. We're going to keep it for an extra hour. We're not going to go over time."
I don't know, because Brazil gave her a bunch of shit and didn't want to let her cancel and lied and still shut all of the ventilation out, because they're like, oh, we're trying to keep the heat out because it was so unnaturally hot. But that meant there was now 0 ventilation in the stadium, and someone literally died, and multiple others had to go to the hospital, and they wouldn't give people water. Her team, like, she was getting water bottles from backstage from her team, was trying to throw them into the crowd as she's almost passing out on stage herself, because they wouldn't let her postpone the show. The venue was like, no.
I'll have to look that one up. I didn't hear about that.
That was
sad.
bad.
That's
that was really
sad.
bad.
Yeah.
A young girl passed away because of like heat stroke, and she went into cardiac arrest.
That's sad.
From it. And it was like a whole thing. And some people were blaming Taylor, and then other people were like, you understand she can't control the venue. Like, they were the ones that kept telling, and like they ended up postponed. That was think that was the first night they were there, all that happened. And then the second night, her team must have like lost their shit and fought hard enough. And after the bad press with like someone literally dying the night before, last minute, the venue said, okay, we can postpone tonight's. So they canceled it and pushed it off by a few days when the heat wave was supposed to end. But it was a whole thing. That's sad. It was really bad. And it's like, she can't control that.
No.
Like, so there's still a lot of things that are not 100% within her control, and a lot of people would have to agree on those types of changes, especially when it comes to money. They're not very forgiving with that stuff, as we know. So that's one big thing that people are questioning.
Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out if she adds them or she sticks them in as little sneaky add-ons here and there, or I guess we'll find out what happens when she hits Europe. I mean, that's way
Are you going to listen to the rest of the album?
That's way above our pay grade anyway.
Yeah, I went to school for music business and tour management and all that, but like,
that's way above our pay grade.
I don't actually want to do that sector of it. That's rough.
Am I going to listen to the rest of the album? Maybe.
I think
you would be surprised. We have Taylor Swift on at the gym. A lot of our clients are young.
Yeah.
So we'll get our student clients that come in and they're like, "Can you put on Taylor Swift?" Sure. We
listen. Her Reputation album.
We run it for an hour.
Her Reputation album is so good to work out to.
I'll just go onto the Taylor Swift YouTube channel and hit random and just let YouTube decide what we're gonna hear.
I will admit, when her Reputation Taylor's version comes out, that is the one.
What about it?
I will be feral.
Oh. Okay.
That is my favorite album of hers, probably because it's the most like intense and most rockish and like completely unexpected from her. And I love working out to it. It's like powerful. And I am really excited to see, like, I always wanted more of that album, and now I'm going to get more because she's going to release vault tracks. So I'm excited for that. I'm more excited for that than I was for this album's release, if I'm being honest.
Nice.
But I just figured, this is a huge topic right now, and she's like the biggest pop star in the world.
Undoubtedly.
Without question. As musicians and people involved in the music business, probably a good subject to touch on right now. So the marketing for the album was genius. Her marketing team is completely unmatched. Good luck.
I mean, there's other bands who did stuff like Paramore did stuff like that. But I mean, obviously no one's gotten to the level that.
Her and her team are literally.
What did Paramore do? Didn't Haley show up at somebody's house with unreleased tracks and drop them on? I think if we look it up real quick, like Haley showed up like a few albums ago at like a super fan's house and said, "Hi, you know who I am. Here's the new record. Listen to it and then start to make it go viral." And the fact that that's how they did it, of course, that made it blow up, if I'm remembering it correctly. But let's see.
And I'm not finding anything.
Paramore, Haley drops off record to fan to.
She's actually really good friends with Taylor, and it's funny because she's born and raised in Nashville, but she ended up being a rock alternative musician. Taylor's marketing team is unmatched.
It was a new song. It's a new song. Boom, right there.
Drove to a fan's house to give them a CD of an upcoming new song.
Yeah, and said, "Hey, you can make this go viral for us," because of how they did it.
That's clever.
It was 2021,
especially with TikTok.
Personally
and
delivered
nowadays.
a candle. Personally delivered a candle and a CD of an upcoming
new
song.
That was during COVID.
So in Nashville, and then
everyone was even more online back then.
Giving her
that's
permission.
all we could do.
Giving her permission to share it, and yeah. So
that's
like
awesome.
That's a smart marketing thing too, because now you're engaging your fans to help you make something go viral.
Right.
And then
and that's why people love the Easter eggs thing so much.
Yeah.
Like it seems kind of nuts, but it creates such a depth and like a literal puzzle and investigation almost for people to figure out.
Her marketing is next level. That's why she's
literally
next
insane,
level.
right?
So
that's that.
We have about 3 minutes left.
The middle of this episode took a turn I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But that's going to happen here.
Well, that's why it's called random.
Exactly.
See that? Totally random
If
thoughts.
you listen to the new Tay Tay albums, let us know what you think.
And my new single's coming out in May, so you'll have that one as well. You could throw that on in the middle of your Tay Tay album. You could throw on my single.
You're gonna love it. I'm really excited for that one.
I'm gonna let you hear the final mix tonight.
I'm so excited.
One
thing that we haven't mentioned a lot that I do want to mention to everybody though is we super appreciate any engagement that you guys can give regarding this show. If you like it, if you have any recommendations, if you want us to talk about any certain subjects, it really, really helps us out so much. If you rate us on Spotify, however many stars you think we deserve. I'm not going to try and sway you, but hopefully it's like 4 or 5. Hopefully we're okay. But it just really helps us to really be able to try to get this show out there a little bit more and help out the algorithm to push us a little bit. So please feel free to comment if you're on YouTube, ask questions if you're on Spotify, and leave us a review or a rating. It helps us so much, and we truly appreciate you guys being here and dealing with our crazy asses every week.
Imagine this used to happen on stage when we get into these conversations like mid show today.
Yeah,
this would happen with us on stage in the middle of songs.
It was like part.
And it was always so fun.
It was like part concert, part comedy show, part watching two very strong-willed friends
old married
just
couple
fight with each other. With not so great communication sometimes.
Don't fight. We tiff.
We heatedly discuss.
Yes.
Like what happened earlier.
Yes. And that's the best way to do it. But we don't have boundaries. That's what makes it fun. We can have those conversations and then we're giggling here at the end because that's why.
Can't take life too seriously.
No. God, no.
Can't Absolutely let little things like that get to you. So
we want to say thank you to Plymouth Rock TV for having us on, and we are on Distro TV and Apple TV and Amazon Fire and Local Now, and we are on all of the podcast sites. Hopefully by the time this is out, our whole Apple thing is cleared up.
Yeah, Apple Podcast has been a little wonky.
And thanks to everybody who's been watching us. Remember, Tuesdays 10 a.m. the podcast hits on all the podcast sites, and Sundays at 7 we are on TV we're in 100 million homes, so hopefully you're one of them and you're watching. You can turn on any of the channels, any of the stations that I just named, Apple or Amazon or Distro, Plymouth Rock TV, and you can look us up and you find us. And we are on demand on Plymouth Rock TV anytime you want. Download the Plymouth Rock TV app, look up the name of the show, and you can watch every single show we've put out to date. So, there you go. Live on, well, I don't say live. First airing on Sunday nights on TV, and then on demand after that.
And every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on all of the major streaming platforms.
Yeah, and you can catch the podcast anytime you want. You can go back and listen on Spotify or any of the podcast sites anytime you want to.
Or on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube as well.
YouTube and Spotify are the two places we have the video, I believe.
Yes.
They're the ones that allow
I think the rest are just audio. So if you're listening in your car, throw the audio on this way you don't crash.
Spotify actually knows when you're in your car.
Yeah.
And they'll put the car mode on. So.
I know. I turned it off.
You dangerous rebel, you.
Thanks so much for watching and putting up with us. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.